How are you doing? You, yes, you. How are you doing? Hope you're doing great. And I'm gonna show you guys something real quick. I hope this doesn't spoil the video for you. But for you guys, some of you all who have said, Luke, why don't you have notes when you make videos? Today I wrote some notes. I don't know if you can see that. Good that you can't see it. But I do have some notes today. And I hope that throughout this video that you guys will be so inspired to travel even more than you ever have been before, because you'll have a different perspective on travel. So what you're gonna learn today is 3 reasons why you should travel, why you should do it as soon as you can. I know the world's a little bit crazy, but these are the biggest lessons that I've got from traveling. And just as a reference for me, like the last 13 years, I've been living overseas, from 2 years in Australia. My Australians out there, good day. I lived in Germany for 1 year, wie geht's dir? And I lived the last 7.5 years in France. Bonjour, mes amis en France. And the last year, I've been here in Bali. And before that, I kind of had a 1-year trip of just traveling. And you know, there's certain things you learn when you travel. And I know so many of you out there, you want to travel, you want to see new places, this is the main messages that I get from people. It's like, Luke, what do I have to do to travel? How do I travel? And so many of you are so young, which is amazing. You 18, 16-year-olds who want to travel, beautiful. And the first thing that traveling will show you, and you'll learn this instantly, is it helps you change your perspective. It helps you change your perspective, and it's one of the biggest things. It's what I do in my coaching with people, my clients. It's all people hire me because I can get you to change your perspective, and that changes everything. You know, and when you start to understand that, you understand that travel does that naturally. So in the country that you're from, watching this video, maybe it's okay to do certain things and it's not okay to do other things. But then when you go to another country, you realize that those things that you weren't supposed to do in your country, you can do in another country, and the things that you can't do, or you can do in your other country, other places it's perfectly fine. And you start to realize that, as I like to tell people, I don't look at things as right and wrong, but you see there's ways that work and ways that don't work. And you'll see a lot of you all who want to go to other countries, it's because you're like, Luke, I'm just tired of this culture. I'm tired of living here. I'm tired of doing the same thing. I'm tired of being kind of in zombie mode. And I totally understand you guys. And when you travel, it opens up your perspective. You get to see how another way of life. Like, for example, you come here to Bali and you realize, like, wait a minute, these people are building a villa, but while they build the villa, the local people sleep in little huts that they built with just plasters of wood. And I remember thinking like that, how can they do that? It's like, you can't do that. There has to be something illegal about it. There's no way that they're happy. And one day, I've told the story before in the vlog, I just kind of stopped and I just looked in the morning. And all of a sudden I saw one of the workers climb out. And then I heard like a kid, and I was like, what is that sound? And then the kid came running after and grabbed his leg. Then the mother came out. And then they hugged each other. And then the mother started like doing something with the clothes, and they were there with their family. And then it just hit my perspective. Like, wait a minute, like they're with their family. Maybe they're not making money like we would think you'd need to survive in Western society, but for me, it's like they figured it out. I'm gonna buy that from them. That's what I like to call. When I hear an idea or I see a way that people doing things here in Bali, one thing they love to do is they do the offerings. The Hindus do an offering every day here. And it's one of the most amazing traditions of giving that gratitude. And that's changed my whole perspective on life. You know, and these things are what shift your life. For example, when I'm working with a client, you know, one of the biggest things people say to me is like, you know, Luke, I don't know what to do. Like, I don't know what to do. This is what I want, but I don't know what to do. Tell me what I need to do. And it's just kind of shifting your perspective to say, okay, not about what you have to do, but let's put it like this. Who do you have to be? Changing your perspective. And once you change that, everything starts to flow. Because now it's not like, what do I have to do? What do I have to do? What do I have to do? Who do you have to be? You know, I'm going to have a program coming out soon. Maybe I've linked it in the bio if you guys can sign up for it already. But it's going to be Project Start. And in this program, all of you guys who have been wanting to start something, of course, this is great for creators. You want to start creating. You want to put yourself out there. But what you're going to learn in this program with me, probably throughout a week with me, like 3 days, 4 days live with me, you're going to realize that there's the same thing that it starts to, the same jump, the same energy that it takes for you to start a business is the same energy and jump that you need to start living the life you want. Because they both require some kind of risk. They both require you having a little bit of a leap of faith. And in Project Start, this is what I really want to help you guys with, and I guarantee everyone in this program will start something before it's over. That is my guarantee, or you get your money back. Let's put it like that. We'll have some kind of guarantee of this, because once you start to remove the blocks of why you can't do it and the story you have, everything starts to change. And what traveling does is it shifts your perspective to be like, actually, I don't think I can do that, but actually I can, because I know when I've traveled to this country that these people do it all the time. And once just having that's when the shifts for me really happen, is just seeing different perspectives and then trying them on to see which one works for you. My notes. Number 2, huge one about traveling. You get out your comfort zone. You know, that nice little cool place, that warm place maybe where you can just have some coffee, sit back, relax, put a little blanket on. That comfort zone where a lot of things get done, right? Traveling pushes you out of that. Traveling allows you to, you don't know anyone, it breaks your comfort zone because you don't know anyone there maybe. You don't speak the language. You've never been to this place before. And all of a sudden, one thing I can tell you from years of traveling to so many different countries is that you can have the plan the best you can, but if you can't deal with things popping up and dealing with them on the fly, you're going to struggle to travel. Because maybe you miss your train. Maybe you miss your flight. Like me in Rome, you guys who follow the vlog, I went to the wrong airport, made my flight by like 5 minutes. And if you can't deal with situations like that, if you're too reactive, like, I can't believe I did that, you beat yourself up, and you don't focus on what's the solution from here, you pay the price, literally. You pay the price. And you start to become very good at problem solving. Because wait, I don't speak the same language as you, but I'm in this marketplace and I really need to buy these oranges. I need 3 oranges, but I don't know how to say 3 in this language. Oh, I can use 3 fingers. 3. I want 3 oranges. And that's huge. You have to think. Because what happens is when you're in your comfort zone, we know your comfort zone in the city that you live in, you know everything. If you want to get a burger tonight, where would you go? Where would you go? Yeah. If you want to get something nice and cold to drink, where would you go? Where's your favorite place? Okay, that's a good one. And I'll give you the last one. If you want to go to a good gym to get fit, where would you go? You know the place. Now, this is the exact opposite of what it's like traveling. Because you know the place, you can do it with your eyes closed. And this is what I like to call zombie mode. In the podcast, we always talk about it. You can literally make it through your entire day with your eyes closed because you know exactly what to do. But what happens when you travel, you arrive in a new place, you're struggling to find a place that has Wi-Fi. So once you start to understand this stuff, you realize, like, wait a minute, my perspective is changing and I'm out of my comfort zone. Now you're starting to shift. Now you're firing off new neurons in your brain of thinking, like, wait a minute, like, I don't even know where to go to get fresh food. Like, for me, I'm trying not to eat so much meat. So when I was traveling, it became a struggle, and I had to be creative. Like, what am I going to do for food there? Like, I know it's going to be late. There's not going to be any healthy places open. What am I going to do? How can I plan? How can I anticipate what's going to happen? Maybe I pack something. Maybe I get something at the airport. What can I do? And this is where, pushing out of your comfort zone, you start to grow. You know, if you guys don't know me, I would stand up now, but I don't think that you won't see the real size thing to be next to a human. But I'm 6'8". And I can tell you, growing up, I had horrible knee pains from like 14, 15, 16 years old. They call it Osgood-Schlatters, and it's when your bones are growing too fast. And this is what I had, because growth is painful. Things hurt. Have you ever seen a puppy when it's trying to walk? It just doesn't have its coordination hasn't caught up to its growth. And when you start to get out of your comfort zone, you start to grow faster, and you start to be able to problem solve. Now, I got to a point where I travel where I don't even book anything. You know, if you guys watch me and Russell, so many times we traveled, we didn't book anything until we arrived at our destination. We arrived at our destination, we sat in the baggage claim, got our bag, and then we booked a hotel and places to go. That's simple. And this has pushed you out your comfort zone where someone else might be terrified of that. But once you've pushed yourself out your comfort zone long enough, it's not a big deal. You're like, if our hotel's canceled, we'll figure it out. And what that does is it gains you trust and confidence in yourself. Because then you know, no matter what happens, I got me. No worries. Everything's closed, no worries, I got me. You start to develop this trust with yourself, and that's something that helps you throughout all aspects of your life. Remember that. Can you see number 3? I'm really far away from my camera right now. But number 3 says progress. Now, one thing I've learned from attending so many Tony Robbins seminars, from UPW to Date with Destiny to Life Mastery to UPW is coming up, I'm taking it again, is progress is important. When you're traveling, you feel like you're making progress. You're meeting new people, you're seeing new things, your life feels like you're making progress. When you're kind of doing the same thing over and over again, you feel like you're not making progress. And what I've learned is that progress equals happiness. I think Tony Robbins says that all the time. And it's something that's so true. If you feel like you're making progress, usually you're a little bit happier. You're seeing a new country, you're going to a new place, you're trying a new restaurant, you're hanging with new people, you're making progress. You feel like you're making progress in life. And that equals happiness for a lot of people. And basically when you don't feel like you're making progress is when you feel stuck. And when you feel stuck, it's hard to be happy because you're just worried about so many other things. Of course, you can flip that in your mind. Send me an email, we can get a working together, a session, coaching session together. But really is you're making progress. You're doing so many things. You're getting a new perspective. You're getting out of your comfort zone. You're doing all this stuff. And that equals progress. All of a sudden you've left home scared. And then I always tell people, like some of my clients are going to be traveling soon. I'm always telling them, I want you to write down the feeling you have before you go. And I want you to look at that feeling like 4 or 5 days later. Because you don't know anyone. You don't speak the language. All of a sudden, 3 days later, you've stayed in a hostel. You've met 7 people from 6 different countries. You've made all these amazing memories. You don't want to go back. You want to keep traveling with them. But then now you're split between, do I go here or here? And that's not the same person you were when you were like scared to book the flight. So you've made progress with who you are. You've made progress with you've become a different person. Or you've become more of who you really are. You've become more happy and joyful and grateful. And when you embrace all these while you're traveling, and traveling brings that out, then all of a sudden you start to meet like-minded people. And like-minded people together, they amplify everything else. So the benefits of traveling go way beyond these. I could keep going on, but people have been asking me about this and making this video, and I was like, now's the time to make it. And traveling is something that I love. It's something that I miss. I haven't been on a flight in almost a year. It's the longest, I think, in the last 15 years I haven't been on a flight. It's weird for me, but one thing I've worked on, if you guys who don't have the opportunity to travel, is to just find something that allows you to experience these 3 things. What's something you could do in your town, your city? If you can't get out your house right now, I understand. What's something you can do in your home that would change your perspective, that would push you out your comfort zone, and allow you to make progress? Because those are the feelings you get from traveling. So what's something you could do? You could plan a trip to Italy and start learning the language. Start writing people on Facebook or whatever people write on, and get out of your comfort zone so that when it finally happens, you're ready because you've become that person. And these are just a few things that I've learned from traveling that have helped me. I hope this video helps some of you guys. I hope it helps you out because I know you love traveling. And, it's one of the most beautiful things. It's one of the best teachers. Like I tell people, I went to university for 5 years, but probably a month, 5 weeks probably of living overseas. My first place was Australia. I probably learned more in the first week than I did in 5 years of college because of the simple fact of you learn how to problem solve, which is one of the most important things. What makes me good at what I do, what makes me allow to get through to certain people and my clients and to serve them is because it's about problem solving. It's about seeing a problem, and in that moment of problem, of emotion, missing that flight, missing the train, missing the ferry, you're able to step outside of that feeling of, oh my gosh, what happened? I can't believe, and see what are we going to do now? What are our options right now? What can we do? And what happens is you start to think differently. You start to ask yourself different questions. Instead of being like, I can't believe I did it, you beat yourself up. Now it's like, no, I'm by myself. My bag is 15 kilos is on my back. I have another bag with all my camera stuff. It's raining outside. I've just missed the last train into the city. There's no time for pouting. There's no time for any of that. Now's the time to how am I going to get this accomplished? I know what I want. So it forces you to start to problem solve. And anyone who's traveled, they want to go back to traveling. But anyone who's traveled, they've gained all this and they've used it. And if they apply that in their daily life, there's nothing that they can't do. Applying this stuff in your daily life, there's nothing you can't do. I promise you. So on that note, get out there and travel, my friends. Hopefully the world will be open back up soon and it'll be much more easier. And on that note, if I can help you or serve you guys at all anymore, please leave your suggestions in the comments below. I'm actually attending an event this weekend, so I'm actually flip-flopping my schedule again. All the Tony Robbins events that I attend and so many seminars I attend are on American time zone, so it's like usually starting at 10 a.m., which means it's 11 p.m. So I'm flip-flopping my schedule, so I'll be nocturnal and sleeping all the day. So I'm not sure when I'll have time to make the videos, but I'd love to read through and start processing some of the ideas you have for videos you'd like to see. So on that note, hope you enjoyed this video. Hope it was helpful. Give me a thumbs up. Let me know how it was. Leave me a comment. Love reading your guys' comments every day. In the mornings, usually when I wake up, it helps me with the whole gratitude, even the negative comments, because at least with your negative comment, you took the time to watch the whole video, which is like, wow, and then you took more time to even write a negative comment. So thank you for taking the time to do that. And on that note, everyone who helps support me, everyone who contributes to my channel, maybe I'll make a video one day of all the ways that we're able to help out people. I've wanted to make a video about that for a long time, but it goes a long way. And I want to say thank you so much to everyone who does it. I try not to share so much of that because I don't want it to make it seem like, oh, you did it just to film it. But I do it from my heart, and it's super important for me to contribute. It's one of my leading needs that drive me. So thank you so much, you guys who support me. It allows me to support other people, allows me to keep showing up, and I appreciate you all so much, and I'll speak to everyone later. And in the meantime, everyone always remember to work hard, be brave, and don't forget to smile. Ciao. Here's my notes right here.